Hey all you awesome people, it's Anissa, and in this video I'm going to talk about what I'm doing differently with baby number 2. So I made a list of 10 things that I'm doing differently with baby number 2 when it came to newborn stage to infancy. Now my baby is on the floor, so he is joining us in this video. He's right there. There you go. There's baby T wiggling around, and I'm finding it really hard to carve out time to film. So this is what's happening now. You'll probably hear him. So the first thing that we're doing differently is not using a baby monitor. We did have a baby monitor with our first baby, and we were in a much larger house. The baby monitor created so much anxiety and just so much focus. Like I was constantly checking that thing. Even when I was at work, I would like go in the back room, go in my locker, look over the phone, check to see if my baby was on the monitor or not, or if my husband was doing bedtime routine. Like it became too much because it would be on my phone, okay? And I would like sit there and watch the video of my baby sleeping while I'm showering. It's not necessary. The second thing that we're not doing with baby number 2 is not using a snoo, a rocker, a sleeper, a sound machine, any of those like things like the mama-roo. I don't want to create that habit with my newborn. So when the baby is in the womb, it's super loud in there. They hear your heartbeat, your stomach gurgling, and the blood rushing. They hear all these noises and they feel that sway when you're like walking around. Then when they're born, everything is really quiet, and they gotta get used to that instead. All I'm doing with baby T is like breastfeeding him, and then when it's time for it to put him down, I just put him down and walk away. And I'm putting him down on a flat surface, just like this bed here, or he's sleeping in our mattress, but it's not something that's moving around. And I think that gets him really just comfortable sleeping in something that's not constantly moving and shaking. Which goes on to number 3. What we're not doing is also limiting the amount of time we're rocking and shushing him to sleep. If you've taken care of any babies, then you'll know sometimes you're sitting there and you're holding them and you're shushing them and you're like bouncing, you're doing all these things. I did not do that with this baby. This baby, I literally like breastfed him, would just hold him and then hug him a little bit, some swaying, and then just put him down. And then sometimes when I'm super tired in the middle of the night, I'm like, no child, I can't with you. I'm just gonna put you down and you're just gonna wiggle around, and when you're ready to go to bed, you just go to bed. And he does. Well, maybe he's just way different than baby number 1, and he is just more chill and can self-soothe or just relax and go to sleep on his own. You are such a little monster. Hi. After doing that right when he was born, I can have him sleep in pretty much in any situation. When he's sleeping in his sister's room, yeah, maybe the sound machine's on, that's fine. If there is no sound machine, it's fine. He can sleep with noise, without noise. He doesn't need that constant motion when he's sleeping. So I love it. Now, do I rock my baby to sleep? Yes, kind of, somewhat. What I'm doing, because I have 2 kids, is I'll just put him in the baby wrap, and then I'll just go about my day and walk around like doing the making dinner or lunches for my toddler, and then he'll just eventually fall asleep. And that has been working out really, really well. Since we're on the topic about putting the baby to sleep and napping, I'm going to talk about the 4th thing that we are doing, and that is bed sharing on day 1. I had a side sleeper bassinet next to me, but I found it so difficult with him being a newborn. He was waking up like every 30 minutes, literally. And we do this without any sleeper or any special equipment, okay? Bed, it's a king size bed. It's just me and him. There's so much space. So he's at one little spot and then I'm there. And for newborns, they're not moving around. You just like swaddle them up, put them down, and they don't go anywhere. If you're also looking to save money, bed sharing is really cost effective, as you're not spending money on a bassinet, a crib, a side sleeper, any fancy equipment. If anything, please check out this video on why we co-sleep and do bed sharing, the risks, benefits, and all that jazz. If you're done watching this one, of course. Fifth thing that we're doing with baby number 2 is that we're using cloth diapers once he was 1 week old. Now to do this, you have to buy specific newborn size cloth diapers. If you're into cloth diapering and you're in my channel, you know that I do that a lot. All-in-one diapers, they don't fit the little tiny baby bums. They're so tiny, the newborns. So you have to buy specific newborn cloth diapers. I'll leave a link in the description box below. The ones that I use that are really cheap, cost effective, and work just fine. As I'm on the topic of the cloth diapers, the other thing that we're doing with baby number 2 is we're doing elimination communication since birth. If you don't know about elimination communication, I have a whole series on it, and there's like 2 different playlists, what it is, and then there's another one on my experience and my journey with elimination communication right now. I've been pottying him since he was 5 days old, and I do get pees and poops every day in a little potty. Watch that video here, potty training your baby from birth. This next thing might only pertain to people that are stay-at-home moms or they're working from home or working part-time, is not to use an electric breast pump. I discovered the Haka later on in my breastfeeding journey with little T, and that just like changed the breast pumping game for me. I actually have 2 breast pumps. I have the Medela that was offered free by my insurance, and then I have the LV breast pump, which is quite expensive, $500 to be exact. And I purchased that because I was a working nurse and I wanted something that was so easy and convenient for me to pump while I was at work. This is the Haka. It's got no cords, no electronic. It's just like this silicone thing. You squish it and you put it on your nipple and you let go, and that suction creates this like cause that pushes the milk out of your breast. Then on the other side, you have your baby breastfeeding. And so you have to have your baby breastfeeding or like a pump or another Haka, and then the Haka on the other side. That's how you catch the milk. And with just this, I saved so much milk that I put in my deep freeze. I have now donated all of it, and I'm still using it now to build up my stash again. Now that we're on the topic about breast pumps and saving milk and doing all that, I want to talk about the next thing, which is bottle feeding. We started bottle feeding baby T when he was 2 weeks old, and we would at least bottle feed him once a week. I would give some milk to my husband in a bottle and he would feed the baby. And we did this so that he would be used to the idea of getting breast milk from me and also bottle feeding and getting the bottle from somebody other than mommy. We didn't do this with baby number 1, and when I had to go back to work, she was about 4 months old and my husband had to bottle feed her. What ended up happening is you have to wait until the baby gets to the point of starvation. It took her almost 6 hours to finally accept the bottle from my husband or anyone else. That is 5 to 6 hours of a baby crying, being fussy, upset, just annoyed that, hey, I'm getting hungry, where is my mommy? So definitely start bottle feeding right away so they're just not used to and accustomed to getting mommy. I don't know if this next one will surprise you, but we are baby wearing little baby T since birth for the first 6 months. That means I'm not putting him in a stroller. I'm wearing him, my toddler is walking, and that's how we're doing. I'm also carrying the diaper bag at the same time. It's helping me lose weight, but it also has so many benefits to the baby. And if you want more information about that, check out this video, No Stroller Parenting, for information on that. All these videos I'm talking about right now and the products I'm talking about are going to be linked in the description box below. I'm so sorry, you guys. He is so loud. He's not upset. I swear, he's just like happily playing. So the last thing that we're doing differently with baby number 2 is we're taking him out right away. I was originally thinking, hey, you know what? I'm going to keep him at home for the first 2 months until he gets his first vaccines. Yeah, that didn't happen because I had a toddler who needed to get out of the house and she wasn't going to daycare or anything. So it was just me taking care of both of them. So we started taking him outside right away at 3 weeks old, going to the grocery store, the parks, playgrounds, children's museum, and you know what? He didn't get sick at all. I had certain rules. My toddler had to wash her hands before touching baby. She was not allowed to touch any of his face, only his head and then his feet. That was it. And then when I did take him to areas where there was like a bunch of different toddlers, I would put down a blanket, and any toddlers that came up that wanted to see him, because you know, babies are cute, I would just keep them off that blanket and say, you guys can see, but nobody's touching, no touching. And that kept him from getting sick. Baby T is getting a little bit fussy. I think he wants me to play with him, or at least pay attention to him. So I'm gonna end this video here. I hope you found this video helpful. Those were my 10 things that I'm doing differently with baby number 2. Please give this video a like if you found this video helpful, and I will go ahead and do an updated video as he grows up and he's a toddler. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Oh.